at the mouth of the Miami River. At the mouth of the Miami River. Second time I've been here in the last year or so. Don't come down here very often. What I love the most about the river is the barges leaving for Haiti and the Bahamas and the DR, just stacked with bicycles, 500, 700 bicycles, ranging from junkers to just Chinellis and multiple thousands of dollars bicycles. Also the ones that leave with mattresses, just stacked. They get redone apparently in the Dominican Republic. They get redone and then they get shipped back. Not so much the United States, but to other third world countries where they sell them for what's considered a fair amount of money. Considering they're getting them for nothing, they're just throwing away mattresses. So mattresses and bicycles, and I think this is also one of the most interesting places for smuggling all kinds of things. Illegal immigrants, illegal drugs, illegals of every kind. Miami River is pretty interesting.
Estou aqui agora no Castelinho e a gente vai adentrar nesse mundo onde é um mundo de muitas histórias. Histórias de assassinato no passado, histórias de abandono e um abandono que vem depois com pessoas da rua morando nesse lugar deixado pelo tempo.
In English?
I'm here at this castle. And this place, in the past, lived one family which have an assassination is history. And this place, abandoned, after transformed in a place that people in the street live here. And this is a place. There are a lot of histories.
Como que você se chama?
Luiz Augusto dos Santos.
Luiz, conta pra mim, conta pra nós o que aconteceu hoje com você.
Aconteceu que o tal do Rapa da prefeitura, que é mandado pelo seu Serra, veio para tomar nossas carroças. Porra, nosso ganha-pão. Eu acho que estão assaltando a gente. Está assaltando. Não deu uma oportunidade, não mandou um aviso, nem nada de nada. Não deu uma oportunidade. Veio tomando. Está assaltando a gente. Sabe? Meu ganha-pão. Porra, eu tô puxando carroça. Vou mostrar aqui minha mão para vocês. Sabe? Ó. Mas mão de trabalhador. Trabalho muito. Todo tipo de trabalho eu pego.
So this is where the U.S.-Mexico border terminates in the Pacific Ocean. I suppose I know this border well. I've been crossing it all my life. One of the earliest things I have from my childhood is this photograph that was taken in the streets of Tijuana. They would set up a donkey cart with backdrop for tourists. It was dated 1960, so I suppose I wasn't 2 years old. So the problem with the U.S. immigration policy towards Latin America is that there's this fundamental myth that the policies are designed to quell the flow of immigration over the borders. Anybody who's spent any amount of time in the bordering states in California or Arizona or Texas, New Mexico, would understand that these policies are designed basically to repress the wages of the underclass workforce, and the economies of those areas are clearly dependent on that. So this
I didn't see my dad till I was 6, and the only thing that I remember on the day when I saw him is that he slapped me hard in the face. And if you think that's weird, what's more weird is the fact that to this day I don't even know for what reason he slapped me, and I didn't dare to ask my dad. 我直到6岁才见到我的爸爸。当我见到我爸爸的那一天，我记得最清楚的一件事情就是他狠狠地扇了我一巴掌。如果你觉得那个事情很奇怪的话，更奇怪的事情是，直到今天我都不知道他为什么扇了我一巴掌。我直到今天还一直不敢去问。Finally, we are at the demolition zone. It's no easy thing to do. The first time we entered the demolition zone, we were approached by several workers and demanding us to leave. And I tried to bribe them with money, but it didn't work, which is quite an unusual thing in China. But and then we tried to cajole them into allowing us to shoot there, but they seem to get pretty paranoid these days. I think it's mainly because the government didn't want bad image of them destroying valued cultural heritage, and I think that's mainly the reason why it's so difficult for us to get into the demolition zones. And I think they should have, in normal circumstances, they should have kept an eye on a site like this, which is pretty shabby. Yeah. 我们终于来到了这个拆迁区了。At one time I was
Well, you know, the thing that strikes you at any paper plan is that there's a price to pay. You smell this area and you think there's a price to pay for all those leaves of paper that you get. It's not a cost-free deal, and so there's this part of it that you get your nose into to it, and you think and it's quite different than getting your nose down into a book. so you get your nose in a good book, and you know, it's an amazing thing. But you think about that. Well, I don't know what I think, but you think all of this is done in secret. It's almost like the making of books is a secret activity here, and we're standing here in front of this fence, but this pulp that makes books just sort of, it seems to it's to the effect here that it sort of arises out of this cauldron, and so there's this really hideous beauty here in this place. Reminds a lot of us that have been in this piece of Tarkovsky's Stalker, so we feel like we're in kind of a zone.
The student residential school closed in 1978. It was one of the last in British Columbia to actually, it was an operating school. And what happened is, like, the band took over control, and way back when we didn't know what to do with these buildings, and there's about 5 core people that decided, what are we going to do? We had all these different dreams, and we wanted our own.
Right, Gwen Squest, Evelyn Camille. Hello, my name is Evelyn Camille. I am Shuswap from Kamloops Indian Band. Okay, on this side was the girls' side. The boys and girls were completely separated as you entered into this building. And on that side is the boys' side, and right in the center is the chapel, on which we spent considerable time. It was learning the prayers of the Roman Catholic. I spent 10 years.
Okay. I was about 8 years old when I came here, and I didn't know how to speak English at all. And my friend Sally was the one that helped me tell me what the nuns were saying. And when the nuns caught me speaking our language, Shuswap, they'd pull my hair or pull my ears. There's a whole bunch of us like that. And my hair was really long, and they cut it like really short, eh? And I didn't know what was going on, and the things they gave us to eat was rotten, eh? When I was home, Mom and Dad used to give us decent, good food and that, and I got here and I was asking my friend Sally, how come they're giving us this rotten mush, and beans wasn't even washed, there's rocks in there and everything, and they made us eat it, eh? And I got sick a few months after I got to school here, and I was in bed for most of the time I was here. Then I'd ask the nuns to give me some schoolwork, and they never gave me anything. They locked me upstairs. That was really bad. I was just so skinny, eh? And they'd give us clothes, and we'd have to wear it for 2 weeks at a time, underclothes and top clothes, and they'd give us cutler oil, and the big girls spill it down our clothes, and we had woolen sweaters, and that cutler oil, we'd have to stand that smell for 2 weeks, eh? That was really torture place to be here, and I sure hate coming in here right now even.
And so so we were sort of shooting with a BB gun, and it hit a sort of pole or something, and it ricocheted and it hit one of the big windows. So, you know, you couldn't kind of miss it. And my parents got back and later on, and my father saw the hole in the window, and he said, so how'd this get here? He said to Glenn and Will, you know, where did this come from? And we said, well, we don't know. We never noticed it and things like that. Oh, and now I remember another thing. Not only was there one hole, but there were two holes. That's the problem. It went through a window. Oh, it went through a screen and then hit a window. That's it. Okay.
So he was able to measure the trajectory.
The trajectory.
And even compensate for the fact that it had ricocheted off a pole.
Well, in this case, now I'm remembering a little bit more, because maybe it wasn't so much that it ricocheted, but that he had two holes, which means even more, which means we were shooting at the house. And so, so we were. And there was smoke kind of rising out of the kind of vacuum of where the trade centers were, and it smelled bad, you know what I mean? And you knew what you were at, and there was always people filing past here, and you know, I mean, definitely we're talking about an issue here of fire, a home being burned, you know, the idea of burning and things like that. So, like, one of the things that brings to mind is I remember, again, in this same place in Western Mass, one afternoon, my brother was just learning how to drive, and he went off to the dump with my father, and I was, like, hanging out at home, and, you know, maybe taking a nap or something in my bedroom, and all of a sudden, the fire from the fire alarm from the town goes off. You know, and it's like a huge sound in the valley, and you can hear everything. I hear fire trucks and everything like that. And so they didn't come back, you know, for a long time. Okay, so here's what had happened.
The Heimlich means like
it's kind of where you are at home. It's
where you come from, where you're knowing the people, where your tradition comes from, where you maybe spend your childhood.
And especially where you feel comfortable. It's a mixture between being at home and feeling comfortable.
The Heimlich means like
it's kind of where you are at home. It's
where you come from, where you're knowing the people, where your tradition comes from, where you maybe spend your childhood.
And especially where you feel comfortable. It's a mixture between being at home and feeling comfortable.
The Heimlich means like
And was it a house in the country? What was it like?
Yeah, it's like my childhood is in a city called Punjab, Fagwana.
Okay.
Punjab state.
Yeah.
So that's a very beautiful city. That's a very beautiful place. In fact, I grew up in a colony, and I really miss that colony because since that time we have grown up, we have moved to Delhi city, which is the capital.
Yeah.